you were to say to me, hey, Peanut, I'm thinking about starting a self-improvement journey, but I don't know where to start. There's so many things. I would say far and away the thing you should always start with is fixing your sleep. I've made a lot of changes, done a lot of things in my own self-improvement journey, but far and away the thing that made the biggest difference was fixing my sleep. So first off, I'm going to go over the many, many benefits of sleeping better, and then I'm going to talk about some things that you can do and I did to get a lot better sleep. So before people comment, oh, where are your sources? Actually, where did you get this information? It's either from personal experience or two information sources. The first is this guy, Andrew Huberman. He does a podcast and it's very scientific. And then the other thing was this book I read, Outlive, by I believe his name was Peter Attia. Both gave huge information about, the science behind sleeping, and that's where I'm getting my information from. So first off, let's talk about the benefits. There are so many benefits to getting better sleep. First off, it would be the better mood. You've probably had a day before where you're walking around and just everything is pissing you off. Everywhere you turn, you see a kid smiling, you're like, shut up, kid. And you're pissed, you're tired, you don't feel like dealing with the world. A good source of that could probably be that you're not sleeping well. I don't have the sources here, but it has been scientifically proven that sleeping better improves your mood. So there's that. Next up, and this is the big one, more energy. I'm not breaking ground here with science, but you sleep better, you have more energy. Guess what? You're more motivated. You get more stuff done. It's just like this compounding effect of if you have more energy every day, then you don't need to be relying on caffeine. Then you're not, too tired to do stuff. It's just the more energy benefits of sleeping better are unbelievable. And it seems so simple until you realize, wait, I should actually be doing this. And you do it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is a whole world of difference. So more energy is definitely one of the biggest ones. And then a connected one with that is more motivation. A lot of the time people are lacking motivation to do stuff. A reason for that might be they're just tired because they're not sleeping. So, you ask, how do I get more motivated? Well, first off, just fix your sleep. That's going to give you more energy and you're a lot more likely to do the things that you actually want to accomplish. So moving on from there, it massively helps your gains in the gym. I've seen this firsthand. I've been going to the gym for about 3 years and sleeping well for about 6 months. When I finally fixed my sleep and everything, I started sleeping better. Oh my goodness, I gained so much more muscle than I was gaining before I was sleeping good, and I got leaner. It was insane. It was like a natural steroid. Literally just sleeping more ended up giving me way better muscle growth, and it made me leaner. It was so weird. That probably comes from the actual scientific, science-backed thing that if you sleep better and you're a man, you're going to get a lot more natural testosterone, which, if you're a guy, a free way to get testosterone, why isn't everyone doing it, And then the next one that's a big one is it increases your focus and alertness. This is a great one, Back in high school, I would sit through class, barely be able to listen to anything the teacher was saying, just kind of sitting there in my own world, and I didn't know it at the time, but a lot of that was probably due to me sleeping horribly. In high school, I slept 4 or 5 hours a night. It was really, really bad, and if I had just slept better, I probably would have paid attention in classes, been a lot happier, gotten better grades. It would have been great. So that's another benefit, is the ability to focus on stuff. And then an underrated one is it helps your immune system. I used to get sick every other week, and there were a lot of reasons for that. But, ever since I fixed my sleep, I've gotten sick once, and it's been wonderful. And then lastly, if you're someone who's looking to lose weight, sleeping better helps with metabolism. So, it's just, there's so many benefits. I just went through, I think 7 or 8 things that are all amazing for your life just by sleeping better. So hopefully I've sold you on the fact that you should be trying to sleep better, if anything else. But next, I am going to be talking about some actual ways to make your sleep better. Now, again, I recommend checking the sources that I'm getting this from. I'm just giving what I know and what I've taken away. The first thing that really matters, and the thing that matters the most, is your relationship with light and darkness. Now, I don't know why it's like this. I don't know why our bodies are programmed like this, but the body really wants light in the morning and it wants darkness at night. So something that really helps, I think it's called the circadian rhythm. is that if you expose yourself to a bunch of sunlight in the morning, like actually go outside, get sunlight when you wake up, that'll automatically start the clock in your brain that's like, all right, we need to sleep in like 12 hours or something like that. And then when you're about to go to sleep, give yourself as much darkness as possible. Get curtains that actually close all the way. Make sure all the lights are off in your room, and just like the complete darkness just helps you sleep so much more. So moving on from that, another thing that's really important is having a cool temperature. Sleeping in heat, for whatever reason, just is horrible for sleep. The body wants to be a little bit cooler when it's sleeping. So, things you can do, have a fan, turn the AC up at night, or just get rid of that extra blanket. But being cool is very good for sleep. Next up, and this is one that I didn't necessarily get from the information, but this is just something that's personally helped me, is having a sleep routine, something you can do every night that transitions you from being awake to being asleep. So I have a couple things I do. Firstly, turn my fan on, take my socks off, turn off computer or whatever else, all the lights, take a big gulp of water, take a pee, and then I can kind of like settle into bed and be like, all right, now it's actually time to start falling asleep. So having a routine or something that gets you in the mood to sleep is something that can help you fall asleep a lot faster. Next up is the unfortunate one that no one wants to address, and that is phone activity. It's not good for your sleep if you're scrolling on your phone right before you go. And I still haven't necessarily gotten rid of this, but I have I have done some things that have helped out with that. First off is turning the brightness all the way down. Second off is doing things that don't require a lot of brain power. Like instead of scrolling through Instagram or TikTok or YouTube Shorts, just throw on like a Netflix show or a long YouTube thing that you can kind of watch and not think about too much, because turning off the brain power helps you sleep a little bit more too. And then I have a little bit of a life hack. If you go to settings, this is only if you have an iPhone. If you go to settings, reduce white point, you can make your screen like really, really dark. So that way, you can still be watching something, but it gets you in that darkness mode, which helped me sleep a lot. Next up, this is a big one. It is reduce alcohol intake. So if you don't drink, this doesn't apply to you, but it is unbelievable the effect that alcohol has on sleep. I didn't know this until I started tracking my sleep, which is my next point. But my watch, it has a thing called Sleep Score, and it gives you a score on how well you slept. Without alcohol, I'm sleeping maybe in the high 80s and 90s. The few times I have drank, literally 20 or 30. It's not that like it makes you not able to fall asleep, but when you drink, for whatever reason, the quality of your sleep and your brain's ability to like get REM sleep and deep sleep, it just completely goes in the shitter. And that was actually one of the biggest reasons I like completely diminished my alcohol intake. And I'm gonna do a whole video on alcohol later. But yeah, alcohol has an insane effect on sleeping. And if you want a reason not to drink, that's a good one, because it absolutely destroys sleep. And then I have two more points. The second to last one, track your sleep. If you don't want to spend money, then you can just, kind of put in like a journal or something, like how many hours you sleep in a night. But what's a lot better option, costs a little bit of money, but for me is extremely worth it, is get a watch or something that can track how well you sleep. This one's a little more expensive because it's also for running, but you can get like a $40, watch on Amazon that'll track your sleep. And being able to know like how good you're sleeping can have a great impact, because if you're trying out new stuff, then you can wake up in the morning and be like, all right, did that work or not? So being able to track your sleep and knowing what affects it and what doesn't is really helpful for getting better. And lastly, and this is a big one, don't rely on supplements. I see so many people that they're like, oh, I'm tired, I need to sleep. Let me just shove 10 melatonins in, some Benadryls, some weed. Yeah, they may make you fall asleep, but at the end of the day, how good you're sleeping is based off of quality, not quantity. So if you're just relying on taking pills to sleep, it's probably not going to be helping you as much as you think it is. So all the stuff I've talked about is a lot more important than supplements, so just kind of put those on the back burner. But yeah, that's all I got in terms of advice on sleep. But let me tell you, it has absolutely changed my life, getting better sleep. And anyone who's looking to improve their lives, being like, okay, what can I do to like be better? The first thing I always say, fix your sleep. It's so much better. So if you have any questions in the comments, I'll try to answer them. And that's all I got. Peace out. Hope you enjoyed the advice.